Okay, so I decided to stop after I finished that integer example, switching on an integer. And now we're going to switch on a character. But like I was explaining yesterday in the notes, when we switch on a character, we can't read a character input from the keyboard. We can only read a string. So we're actually going to have to convert the string to a character, and then we'll be able to switch on that converted string. So the nice thing is we're going to be able to copy and paste a lot of stuff. So I'm going to start from the first SOP. And I'm going to copy everything from up to the end of the switch statement. Let's put a comment in, switching on a character. All right, so let's start editing our menu here. So instead of switching on 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to be switching on A, B, C, and D. The integers we're going to use for our math operations aren't going to change, but our reading from the user is definitely going to change. So we are going to call this a string because we can only read strings from the keyboard. I'm going to call that CH, KB reader, and instead of next in or next line or next double, we're just going to use next. We're going to create a different variable than answer because I don't want it to get confused with what's above. So everywhere in our switch statement, I got to change it to answer 1. So those are 8 changes or 9 changes you have to make, but they're pretty easy. Okay? And then since we are reading the string from the keyboard, we're calling that, oh, let me change that name. In the notes, I called it ANS2. Let's be consistent with the notes. Please make that change. I'm also going to convert that to uppercase, like my menu. So I'm going to say take the string ANS2, then 2 uppercase. So that's a method we talked about earlier in one of the earlier lessons. And now we're going to actually create our character primitive type. So the name of it is CHAR, and we said the variable name is CH. And so what we want to do is we want to take this string and we want the character at position 0. That's how char at works. So we would say ans3.char at position 0. When we switch, we're going to switch on CH, that's our character. So this is basically going to grab for us out of the string input the A, the B, the C, or the D. Now looking at our cases, from the first example, we had case 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we have to switch this. We're going to have case capital A, case capital B, case capital C, and case capital D. And then, of course, we have our default, which is going to be the same default that we had before. So let's go ahead and run this, and I have an error. Oh, I can't make these variables again. Let's actually just take this out. We don't need that because we've already declared those variables above. Try that again. See if I made any other mistakes. Doesn't look like it, so let's go ahead and test it. So let's just do, our original is still there, and now we have the new switch statement based on a character. So let's go ahead and type an A in, and it worked. Notice I entered uppercase. Or lowercase, I could also enter uppercase, and I'm not sure why that crashed. Oh, I know why, because I entered it on the integer part. So sadly, I got to do that. So capital A also reveals the same answer, and that's because I converted all the input to uppercase. So I'm going to run through those quickly. I'm going to test them all. subtraction works, multiplication, division, and now I'm going to enter a different letter like F. Oops, I did it again. Let's run it again. Now I'll enter F, and I got invalid input. So one more thing I want to show you is if I did not do this to uppercase, what your notes show you is that you can actually, for each one of these blocks of code, you can actually have a second case. So in other words, you could put in there uppercase and lowercase. So I'm going to demo that just for your own information. And I really don't care which way you do it. Either convert your input to uppercase.
Good morning. My name is Hayden Silva, and these are the numbers.